PhLo here with another IRL hiking adventure. So I'm on the side of this other volcano-ish thing. Got a lot of lava rocks all over the place. I'm just gonna walk to the top and back down and check the time, and I think I have enough time to do this hike. And I think the signal will be good enough. This is one of those spots where there's tons of interesting lava rocks, various shapes and colors. I could probably spend quite a bit of time. I could probably bring my mom up here and we would just look at the rocks the whole time. But I'm gonna head up. That's more or less the top up there. So that's my destination. For some reason, the interesting colors of these rocks never show up on camera, but you can see them like in the sunlight. Got lots of cool shimmery colors. So this one in particular is quite shiny, but I'm sure it doesn't show. Because I've tried this before and it never really shows the different colors. One of these days I'll do another microscope stream and look at some of these because the colors show up on that for some reason. I see one over here that looks like a lot of sparkly stuff, so I'll grab that one and maybe look at it later. Alright, so I need to try to stay up on this very steep thing in front of me because that's where the signal will be. It would be a lot easier to walk right over there, but I don't know if it would work over there. They're kind of Spider-Man rocks. They got some fairly bluish and some red on there. So many different colors and stuff. It's so hard not to just grab a couple. This is tough. One step forward, half a step back. It's very slippery, crumbly. Oh, that's a weird one. Almost looks like mold or something. I guess I should take a couple photos. Trying to block the lens flare, but I can't do it. Yeah. It'll just have a lens flare in there. I can't really do anything about that. Okay. Let's see. I get around this bush somewhere. Probably over this way. This is very slippery on this side. I think I better stay on this side. These big bushes make it hard to stay on the ridge. Some cool little plants coming up. I don't know if that's the same thing as these big ones. That's just what they look like when they start. I'm not sure. Could be different. It's cool red stems on there. That's pretty cool. So many holes in there, you can see the light coming through. That would probably look pretty interesting under the microscope too, except it would be very difficult to focus on that. Ton of tiny rocks inside of there. Guess I shouldn't dilly-dally too much because sun will go down. Like, I think it sets at like 8, but since I'm up on a mountain and with other mountains behind me or in front of me between the sun and me, might actually set a little bit earlier from my perspective. So many cool textures and stuff. These would make interesting paintings or drawings, but I don't know if I can draw stuff like that. That would be really hard to draw. A really skilled oil painter could, even a watercolor painter, I guess, but especially oil, could get a pretty nice composition out of that. I was never good at painting. Always freaked me out just trying to mix the colors, and if you make a mistake, you gotta have the skills to figure out how to fix it, which I never really developed. Like anything else, it's something I could probably learn, but it's just kind of expensive and intimidating. Ugh. Oil paints especially are kind of nasty. I have been doing more with color than I normally would though in my sketches, because I have Derwent Inktense pencils, which I've been enjoying. But they're kind of a mixed result depending on what kind of paper you use. And I just finished or filled up a journal with paper that was kind of mediocre, but now I'm realizing it actually wasn't that bad. I switched to a new journal that has watercolor paper in it, but which I thought would work really well. And I guess it's okay, but it looks kind of dull, the colors, for some reason. But at least they work. Like, they work on the watercolor paper, they just don't. They're not as vibrant as they were on the other paper. Whoa. Let's see. I guess if I can, I don't know. I was going to say if I can get away with being down here, it'd be easier. But I think I'll have the best chance at a good signal if I stay up on the ridge. I like that. Looks cool on my phone. I don't know if the photo will look as good with those trees, but the contrast colors is nice. Probably won't look as good. I'm actually not really trying to improve as an artist that much. I'm not going to be like studying art and trying to learn a bunch of new techniques. Like if I learn something, that's cool, but I'm not like going to make that my goal. I really just want to draw more often, and inevitably I'll learn some things or improve just through frequency. Each time I draw, I'll just feel a little bit more comfortable with doing it again, but I don't really care about getting really good at it. It's almost a heart rock. I guess I could count that. It's kind of a weird shape, but I guess I'll count it. You can get pretty liberal with your interpretation of shapes. Even this could be a weird heart rock, but I don't think I'll count that one. That's interesting. There's a lot of very fine sand here, not so many rocks. It's weird. Just this one little spot. If you need some red sand, here would be a place to get some. Of course, it wouldn't be hard to make red sand. Just like take some of these lava rocks and just pulverize them. Not sure what you'd need red sand for, but it could have the similar effect to what Gives a Minute sent me. He sent me some actual red sand, which I don't actually know the physical properties of it. I haven't like researched anything, but it may well be a similar scenario where it used to be rocks and then it just got eroded over time into sand. I don't know. Still need to look at that on stream as well. I just haven't been feeling like streaming much lately. Just not in the groove, not in the mood. I don't know. I go through phases where I feel like the whole streaming thing entirely, the whole entire thing is just a waste of time. But then when I have not a lot going anyway, it's like, well, what else am I gonna do? And it is a way to connect with people. That's the thing that I care about with the streaming, is connecting with people. But like the thing I like to do the most is these IRL hiking streams, and they seem to be the thing that people are least interested in, so I don't really connect with many people while I'm doing this. I guess people don't want to be reminded that they live inside their homes and look at their computer all the time. You would think the contrast would be valuable, like, oh, I don't go outside, I should watch somebody else go outside. That's a very orange rock. I might grab that one just because it's kind of very unique color. There's others, like there's one right there, but I don't know if I've picked up one of those before. Anyway, but yeah, like out of all the content that I see streaming on various platforms, IRL, unless you're in Japan or Indonesia or Tokyo, or Korea or something, doing stupid stuff, insulting the local culture, then you're not going to get very many views for IRL. Good old beautiful scenery and hikes. Nope. Nobody wants to watch that. Large cable. No idea what that's here for. That could make a nice, cool little artifact, I guess, if you collected weird objects to like put up on your wall or ceiling, I guess. I don't know. It's not that interesting, but kind of interesting. Alright, I'm getting close to the top now. At least I'm on the final approach on this ridge. Aside from cool colors and stuff, there's some really weird shapes in these rocks too. Like the ones with holes in them, but also just alien looking things. Oh, that's nice. The trees. I guess I'll get a photo here. The color contrast is nice. I don't know if I can get the HDR to pick up the red and the stuff in the background. I'll try anyway. Two beeps for a view, that's for sure. That's just the dust that I kicked up from walking. Let's see, I don't know. Rather than following this top ridge, I think I might stay down there and get a better view. I think both of them will take me to the top. As far as weird shapes, this isn't necessarily the most extreme example, but you got just weird stuff like that. Sometimes it's even more bizarre. Whoa. Okay, stable ground, finally. It's like constantly on that ridiculous slope. Almost on the verge of falling over. I like that. This row of trees across there in the foreground. They don't really have a contrast between the background. If you got the right lighting, they might, but that could look cool. I guess if you had like a fog behind those, that would be awesome. make them really stand out. Some weird black stuff. Looks like some kind of fungus or something. It's probably not good for the plants, I'm guessing. Maybe that's why some of them are dead. I don't know. Not a botanist. Alright, I guess I lied. It wasn't quite the final approach unless you define this large ramp as the approach, but then it's kind of flat, and then we got another final approach to the top. I could go down this ramp as well, which I think I've walked down a little bit. I guess I could, maybe on my way back I'll explore where that goes, because I don't know how far I've gone down that. Could be interesting just to try something different. This is the best view here. I remember last time I was here, I walked down here a little bit just to take in the panorama. Might do a quick panorama photo. It's super wide open. Compromise and not do a vertical panorama. You can get a lot more stuff in the shot, like the trees and rocks below, but then you have to take a lot more photos to get all the way around. I'll probably try to finish up here soon enough that I can get back down here and maybe do a quick short video there. I wish I had a way to do them without ending my stream. I could technically like pull a chunk out of my stream and use it as a short, but the quality wouldn't be nearly as good, so I feel like I should record them separately. So I'll just come up here, mark the summit-ish area, and then head back down. Fortunately, I was able to park pretty close to here, so I don't have to like hike a super long distance to get back. This whole area is nice. I could just do a short here and not have to go all the way down to that ramp thing. Colors of these rocks aren't quite as cool, but they're some weird shapes. Alright, I'm just gonna get up on this road. I think there was a road up here at one point, a long time ago. Looks like I still have a while before the sun goes down, but from the perspective of being on the other side of this thing, it's already kind of blocked a little bit. That's a nice little view. I'm so tempted to buy a 360 camera. I can't because I don't have money, but I could technically, because I could buy it over time and pay a little bit each month, but it's not wise because I need to save money for the necessities. It's a nice little shot there. It's got a little bit more foreground separation, a little bit, not a ton, but if only I was a big enough streamer to have Patreon supporters or something, I could probably buy it that way. Wouldn't cost that much over time, like $20, $30 a month or something. But alas, it's not gonna happen. Plus, I don't like asking for money. I don't think it makes sense. I understand that people do that, and I have no problem with that, but I don't think makes sense to ask viewers to pay for my content. That just feels messed up. If I were offering some kind of life skill training or something valuable, then I would feel justified in, trying to raise support or something like that, but not for what I do. Of course, my friends would argue, well, you should do it. It's like, people are too nice, and people are too mean on the internet. There's like very few that are like, say it how it is. I try to be that way. I don't want to boast about me being the only one doing that. That sounds really arrogant, but I don't like to butter people up and say, you're the best, you should do this, you'll succeed if you try, all that fake positivity. I say fake, it's well-wishing. People want people to succeed, but they kind of know they're not going to. They just say it anyway because it's a nice thing to say. I like that sunshine on that little tuft of grass there. But then there's the other side where you got the trolls and the super mega insulting people. There's like nobody in the middle. At least it's hard to find people like that. I try to be that way. Try to be nice to people, but I'm not going to say, you know what? I bet you could be the #1 YouTuber. It's just not realistic. I bet you if you started a Patreon, you get $10,000 a month. It's dumb. You gotta live in the real world, Wish people the best, but in reality, you kind of know that only a very handful, elite type of content creators are in the pool for getting that kind of support. I remember this from last time. This tree, there's tons of bushes here, but this tree just flattened a line straight through them. Makes nice passage. I like that grass. That's cool. I might try to get a close-up of that. That's really nice. Just the perfect angle. It really captures the light. It's crazy. Looks like it's glowing. I don't don't know if I can get a good composition. I'm just gonna snap a shot and check it later, see what it looks like. It's more about the lighting and exposure than anything else. If I was really did my due diligence, I would check the exposure, but I kind of have it set at I usually do aperture priority, 8 f-stop, and I have it like set to negative 0.7, anywhere from -1 to negative 0.3, often negative 0.7 on the exposure, so that it'll choose the ISO and shutter speed for me, but it'll not overexpose it. So I always have it like a little bit lower than it should be. Otherwise, pretty much every camera in the world overcompensates. So that's kind of my general strategy. Every once in a while, when it's just doing funky things, I'll change it to something else, like negative 1.7, or like if there's a distant mountain with snow on it, you gotta make it quite a bit lower, otherwise it'll bleed the whole sky out. All that kind of stuff. No rocket science here, basic photography. It's a weird little clearing, sort of a cutaway of those trees over there. I bet that there's a view on there, on that area. Oh, it's taking longer than I thought. Oh, there's a gigantic heart rock. Sort of. Not quite. Oh, this is the top, I think. This spot right here. I could go all the way on the ridge. I don't know, I'm tempted to do something different this time, but if it was earlier, I would probably do that. I would like go all the way down that ridge to wherever it takes me down in the forest, and then just find my way back to the car. That would be fun, but I'm close enough to sunset that it's not that appealing. It still would be fun, but I want to get that short, at least short video back there. I guess I could go do that and then come back and head down this ridge if I chose. I don't know. This is definitely my last adventure for the day, though. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do after I end the stream, other than going to get that short, but I don't know if we'll come back up here and go down there, or could also go down that ramp where the view was. I don't know. Could even just take a short here. I don't have to get the most amazing view for my shorts. I just need something. It's like a representation of the hike. Like even that grass, like that would be kind of cool, actually. Something a little different. I could get like a shot of this moss over here, and the grass is kind of right behind it. The grass might already be like out of the sunshine. Like that might have been just a perfect opportunity just for a few minutes. Anyway. That's nice. I'm glad I got out. Super nice day. It seemed like it was going to be pretty windy, and I can hear the wind in the distance, but it hasn't really affected me on the hikes. I guess I've been in the trees mostly. But anyway, I think I will call this stream good, and I'll go back and get that short video, I guess, somewhere. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all next time. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, had some weird sleep patterns, like really crazy. So I haven't had a lot of energy to do normal live streams and stuff, but I could do some bookbinding stuff. I need to get some of those books finished, try to sell them or something. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I will catch you next time. Oh, I could do a microscope stream too, but I'm not going to do it like today probably, but sometime. Later.